and then you get to write a lot of essays, especially like the Chevening scholarship. You have to write different categories of essays to get this scholarship. But that doesn't mean that it's too tough that people don't get it. A lot of people are studying abroad through these scholarships. But the second one, which is the reason why I'm having this live session, is you securing what is called an assistantship. So we have two categories of assistantship. The first one is called research assistantship, and the other one is teaching assistantship. So I'm going to walk you through these two types of assistantships and how you can get them. So when we talk about assistantship, it's just you securing an admission, and then you are also going to be employed by the department, and as you study, the department pays for your tuition. So they pay all your tuition expenses, they take care of your health insurance, and they also pay you what they call stipend. So with this stipend, you can take care of your living expenses. And most of these scholarships are not like too competitive, and there are a lot of schools ready to offer you this scholarship, and these scholarships are fully funded scholarships. So what fully funded means is that you don't have to pay a dime for your tuition, though some scholarships are partial. But when you get a fully funded scholarship, everything about your tuition is taken care of by the department or the faculty you are working with, or even the faculty, or like we call it faculty in Nigeria, so like the Faculty of School of Arts, Faculty of Sciences. So they take care of your study, they also take care of your living expenses, because as a graduate student you are also an employee. So you can be a teaching assistant, so they give you 1 or 2 courses to teach, which is usually not like very tough or hard. So like if you are studying something like microbiology, you may be given a microbiology course to teach the undergraduates. Usually it's a practical class, so you teach them. If you are studying any other thing that does not require lab, they also give you 1 or 2 courses to teach. So you are actually an employee to the department. So it's not as if they are dashing you money, they are employing you, because as a graduate student, the only thing you are waiting for to become a professional in your field is to get your PhD certificate or your master's certificate. So while training you to do good in research, they want to also help you they want to also mentor you in other areas, and one of them is to make sure you are good with teaching in case you want to continue with teaching in the future. So they are ready. So many schools in the United States are ready to fund all their students, because while you are studying, they don't want you to be engaged in other activities, maybe because you are trying to get money to fund your studies. They don't want you to be distracted. They want you to give the 4 years you have to study, or 5 years you have to study for your PhD, they want you to give all your attention. That is one reason why I recommend United States of America for anybody wanting to do a PhD study. So while you are here, you are on a fully funded scholarship. That gives you enough time and opportunity to focus and become very good in your area of study. So you don't have to think of how to pay the huge tuition, because the truth is that on your own you may not be able to pay the tuition. So when you check so many schools, the kind of fee you see on the internet is very discouraging. So they want to take off that responsibility from your shoulders so you can focus on your study. So getting a teaching assistantship or research assistantship guarantees you fully funded scholarship. So you don't have to write all the essays that other scholarships require. All you need to do is to prepare your application documents, because there are a lot of people wanting the same thing. So like each department gets nothing less than maybe 1,000 applications every year. and sometimes they want to, or maybe 100, and sometimes they may want to give admission to maybe 10 to 50 people, because they want to give admission to only the people they can fund. They don't want to give admission to people without being able to fund them. So that's why you have to work very hard on your application documents to make sure that you stand a very good chance of securing the admission. Now, to get a research assistantship means the faculty or the professor you are working with will be responsible for paying your tuition and also paying you stipend for your living expenses. And that is also why I recommended in my previous post that you should sit down, make a list of maybe 10 to 20 schools you want to apply to, and from that list you want to start searching on the internet for the schools. You go to their websites and then you look out for all the faculties or all the professors in that school doing research that is in line with your background and what you want to study, and you want to start sending them cold emails to get in contact with them. So faculty can fund your study abroad. Faculty, lecturer can fund your study abroad. You don't have to pay 1 naira. They pay you, you do research with them, because as a research assistant you assist them to do the research they are doing in their lab. So you are also an employee, and as you do that, you are also doing your own PhD research, and at the same time they also pay you living stipend to take care of your living expenses. So you don't have to worry about living expenses, you don't have to worry about how to pay the huge fees. They take responsibility of all this. While the teaching assistantship means the department or the faculty is the one employing you, so you are going to be teaching. While you do your research in a lab, you are also going to dedicate part of your time to teach 1 or 2 courses, and from teaching those courses they pay you stipend, and they also pay all your tuitions and take care of your health insurance. So if you have any question, you can do well to drop in the comment section. I am also going to show you how to search different schools. I'm going to be using USA as an example today. So there's this website called 4icu.org. I hope I'll be able to share my screen. So one way you can start, the first step I will recommend is that you make a list of schools you want to apply to. There are so many schools in the US, so many schools in the UK, so many schools in other countries. So if you start applying without having a list of schools, without having a list of faculties you want to work with, it can be so overwhelming that you just get tired of the whole thing. So you want to first of all have a document containing at least 10 schools you want to apply to. 10 schools. Remember, you don't need to secure a separate scholarship to apply to these schools. You are just applying to these schools because they are going to give you fully funded scholarship. So you want to make a list of 10 schools in America, or 10 schools in Canada, or 10 schools in UK, and with that list you are going to narrow down your applications to these schools. That way you save yourself the stress of applying to so many schools and not getting a good result from it. So one way you can make a list of schools is by going to Google. So whatever course you want to study, let's say I want to do a master's in microbiology, just go to Google and search for Masters in Microbiology in USA, Masters in PhD in Microbiology USA. So they are going to give you a lot of options. From the options, you now know at least names of schools in different countries, and you can check up their websites. But a very easier way of doing this I'm trying to share my screen. A very easier way of doing this is going to a website called 4icu.org. 4icu.org. So like 4 as in number 4, icu.org. When you go to that website, oh my god, I need to